Traders every day are earning thousands of dollars for themselves trading the market. What separates them from you is that these traders possess certain knowledge and tools the everyday person does not have. Tools that if you knew how to use, you too can make money every day with. Learn the right skills, tips and strategies from the very best at www.tradegenius.
1 2 1 2. Hi, this is ABBAS saying from behind the gloves, and you know what? I've come today and I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this. So I'm here with Mike and Venom Page, MMA fighter, turning professional. First of all, I want to say what a great blazer that is.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
Let me just do a little.
You got to come a little bit stylish. I got the ace card as well, because I'm not normal in here, you know. I'm the ace card, yeah.
Wow, so I was just trying to Willie Hutchinson. I was like, you've got David Hay on your left, you got Rich Schaefer on your left, then you got an MMA fight on your right hand side. How's that been? So, first of all, the transition. Talk to me about the transition. How did it come about?
Well, as I was saying up there, you know, my coach always brings me the best sparring in absolutely every discipline. We had a lot of top end boxers come down to do some sparring, and I did really well against them. And it gets around, you know, whispers go around. David's good friends of you know, my coaches and other people as well. He was hearing about the spars. He came down to watch me, and this was about 4 years ago. And he was just like, even from then, he'd always be like, you know, you'd be better in boxing, you know. Like, he always try and like egg me on. But to be fair, I'd always been interested. But where my priorities was MMA at the time, I wanted to learn so much more about MMA and, you know, develop myself. I couldn't adjust my attention. And if I did, I don't think I would have done as well in MMA as I have. So now's the right time.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. David Hay, was he the main factor throughout the whole process?
100%. I'd say Marius, another one of my coaches in the London Street Fighters gym, and David, they're very good friends. And you know, Marius, I think they kind of, he did it the back doorway, and Marius was like, "Come on, let's make it happen, man, let's make it happen." But like I said, there was always an interest there. Once I came this level that I'm at now, where I feel comfortable enough to then change my attention and then come back to doing MMA and then change my attention again, it was just the right time to do it. Massive shout out to Bellator, my organisation that even allowed me, even entertained it. The amount of fighters that I've mentioned it, spoken about it, they don't get a look in at all. And Bellator, you know, they heard my call, they know I'm doing well, they support me, they know I can do well in boxing, so they said yes.
You spoke about it over there, but it seems like, is this going to be a thing for the long run, or is it a very short-term thing for yourself? Because you said you do want to go back and achieve things in MMA again, so...
My thing is, like I said, I don't want anybody to believe that I'm leaving MMA. Okay. I'm doing both. Okay. And I want a belt, world championship in MMA. I want a world championship in boxing. I want to be one of the first people to hold a belt in both combat sports.
Obviously, people will know you or may know you as that knee that hit Cyborg Santos. Yeah. Obviously, I was trying to work out, because I'm not a massive MMA fan myself, but I was trying to work out, I've seen this face somewhere. And then when it was mentioned I was like, all right, I recognise that face now. What can boxing fans expect from yourself in regards to style?
I'm just as creative. I'm mad. Like he said it. Like I'm a freak. I'm crazy creative. I feel like my movement and my vision and my timing has always served me well in every combat sport that I've done. You know, starting with the kickboxing, moving on to the MMA, and all I'm doing is adjusting that same style and doing it in boxing. For me, I have less things to worry about in terms of I'm not getting kicked, I'm not being taken down. I have two things to worry about. Two very dangerous things. I'm not underestimating absolutely anybody. I think boxing is an amazing art, and if you're good at it, you are a very dangerous person. So for me, I need to become just as dangerous as everybody else. I need to build up my endurance in my arms, and then I'm coming to take out everybody in style.
But that's what I want to talk to you about. MMA's short rounds, sometimes it can be longer rounds in regards to timing, but a short amount of rounds. In regards to durability, how do you think you're going to get on with that?
Well, if I'm taking this seriously, which I am, I have to be realistic. Yeah. I start with 4 rounds. I start with 6 rounds. I think even now, after 7 rounds is when you'll start to see me, you know, dipping, and I don't want that. I could take a 12-round fight now, but I'm not going to be the MVP from start to finish. I need to be me from beginning to end. Even like after the 12th round, I'm still being able to move, shimmy. That's how I need to be when I do this. So there's a lot of work I need to do, a hell of a lot of work, but I'm ready to do it, ready to take on the challenge.
Let me just get to your background. When did you get into fighting? How did it come about?
Well, it's a family thing. My mum did it. My dad was my instructor. My brothers and sisters. Like it literally is a family thing. So 3, I was training.
3 years old.
Age of 3, I was training. My first competition, I was 5 years old. And for the matter sports, it's points kickboxing. So it's not based around power. It's based around speed and accuracy. But we did fights after fight. Imagine going, driving to Birmingham and fighting all like the weekend, going to to Manchester and then going to Liverpool. And I used to drive everywhere. Then I get to the international circuits. I was flying everywhere. And it's just been that for like 23 years. And then I was like, I'm getting bored of this because there's not massive publicity in that sport. There's not big promotion. There's not a lot of money. You do everything. I remember qualifying for the England team and then paying to go and represent my country. And that's the kind of sport it was. And I kind of wanted to be in a different combat sport. I kind of thought about boxing at the time, but I didn't feel I would be allowed to be myself. A lot of the boxing coaches that you get tend to be like, no, that doesn't work. This, you have to. They like their traditional boxing, which I appreciate. But if I was going to do anything, I had to do it my way. So I went into MMA, which is a bit more. They allow you a lot more to be a bit more creative, and I had a lot to learn, and I love being a student. So went into MMA, and now I brought my attention back around to boxing.
Are you a boxing fan? Have you been watching boxing since a kid, like the earlier fighters?
Yeah, no, I'm not. There's some guys that know like every single name in the book. Like I'm bad at names as it is, but Muhammad Ali, the obvious. The Mayweathers are the obvious, all the obvious guy. But for me, like Pernell Whitaker, I used to love watching him. Again, just another stylish guy. He throws some shots out of you. I'm like, oh, I love that. And at the moment, Lomachenko, I can watch. I swear, I was saying to these guys, I can watch a video of him training, doing like his fights for like 2 hours straight, and then start it again and go back again, because you'll see certain things and you're like, ooh, when you see someone in their element that can do some of the stuff he can do, you just have to bow, man, and just appreciate that. I'm a massive fan of his. I'd love to do some work with him as well.
His footwork, everything seems to be on point.
Insane. And for me, obviously, I'm a person that's known for my footwork in terms of my movement and stuff in the MMA world. So I just appreciate, seeing someone, across the other side doing the same thing.
Obviously, MMA, boxing seems to have come together in a way. Conor McGregor getting a boxing license, coming into boxing, same thing that you're doing. What do you make of that fight? And obviously you're an MMA fighter, so you'll know a little bit more. Does Conor have a chance against Floyd?
No. And I've always said, like, I like to be very realistic. I applaud his confidence. I love his energy. I love his charisma. I love his character. And I think he's done amazing things in the MMA world. He has no chance in boxing against the best boxer of all time in Mayweather. It doesn't make sense to me, but it does in terms of financial benefits, financial gains. If you was to ask me to take that fight, I'd do it, and there's not many people that would say no. But would I win that? I'd have to front and be like, yeah, I'd win this fight. In the back of my mind, I'd be like, I'm not winning this fight, but I'm gonna get paid for it. So, but in my eyes, it works the same. If Mayweather decides to take an MMA fight, then I'd say exactly the same thing in reverse. There is zero chance. Now, everyone has a puncher's chance, but there is zero chance. Zero.
You told me which boxing fighter you like, Lomachenko. What about UFC? Who do you like watching in UFC?
In the MMA world, it's weird because there's so many different styles of fights. Like because of the different elements, I can appreciate people for something specific, but not necessarily the whole game. Do you see what I mean? Like it's slightly different with boxing because everyone's doing the exact same thing. You can kind of see who's better, or you can kind of be drawn more to the whole style. But in MMA, there's Damian Maia, who's ridiculous on the floor, but if you were to watch him standing, you'd be like, you know what I mean? But he's all right. And then there's the John Jones, who's mad creative in this. And to be fair, he's probably the more well-rounded. Then you got the Anderson Silvas, again, another creative kind of person. Conor McGregor, even there's aspects of Conor McGregor that I think are amazing. He's got beautiful timing on his hands. He's got beautiful movement. I love how relaxed he is. I love how confident he is. His confidence almost stresses people out. You know what I mean, when he fights them. So there's aspects of different MMA fighters, but in boxing it's easier to just be like, yeah, this is the guy that I like and this is the guy I watch.
So Lomachenko, you would say, is well-rounded then?
For me, yeah, for me, I'd say the only thing he's really missing is that devastating power. But if in boxing, if you can't be touched and you can just keep hitting people over and over and over again, eventually they fall over or they're just a swollen mess, so it doesn't matter.
Finally, you're going to be getting a lot of boxing fans following you now. What's your social media handles that people can follow you on?
Yeah, go on my Instagram, Michael Venom Page, my Twitter, Michael Page 247, and Facebook, YouTube, Michael Venom Page. Just search me, and please just support me in my journey, man.
Finally, sign me out of this interview, man. Do it in style. Let's do some stylish signing out.
It's the one and only MVP, and I'm in boxing. It's about to go down.
Thank you very much. Top man, appreciate that, brother. I want to ask, have you got, is there someone I can get in contact with?
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you aren't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here. Oh, and if you're also in any need of any boxing gear, make sure you make your way over to proboxingsupplies.com.